Hello, fifth graders. Welcome back. This is our health lesson this week. We've started with our mental health. Then we went to our heart. Then we went to our, liver, I believe. No, lungs. That's right, lungs. And after lungs, now we're here. We're at our digestive system. Our digestive system pretty much helps us live. It breaks down all of the food from everything we eat or drink, goes in our mouth, and then it breaks down. So let's get started with our digestive system. Follow along with me and my pointer here. Your digestive system started working even before you took your first bite of pizza. That sounds good. Depending on what you've eaten. Digestion allows your body to get the nutrients and energy it needs from the food you eat. So let's find out what's happening to that pizza, orange, and milk that you might be having for lunch. Now, right now, we're going to go through this slideshow here. Kind of talks about our digestive system a little bit. Let's just play along here. This is our body. We have our mouth. There we go. Esophagus goes down to our liver. You can see our stomach, all of it. So let's get started here. Enters our mouth. That's where the digestive tract begins. Enzymes released in this mouth start the process of digestion. Then we move to the epiglottis. It's a small piece of tissue which covers the opening of the larynx. The gallbladder. Gallbladder. We've got our small intestine. That's a big one. We'll talk about that in a second. It's called the small intestine because it's width, not its length. It's actually much longer than the large intestine. I'll show you that in a second. Tons of different parts of the digestive system. Are we going to learn all of that? Not right now, but we're just kind of go through what happens when you eat some food. Even when you eat, digestion begins. Saliva or spit begins to form in your mouth. So when you're starting to smell that really good food, that's that saliva warming up going, all right, it's time to break down the food. When you do eat, saliva breaks down the chemicals in the food a bit. It helps make it mushy and easy to swallow. You don't swallow a whole piece of pizza because it gets stuck in your throat. You chew it into small pieces, then the saliva makes it so it slides down the throat. Your tongue helps out pushing the food around when you can chew it. When you're ready to swallow, the tongue pushes a tiny bit of meshed up food called bolus right there, towards the back of your throat and down the esophagus, the throat. Let's look at this. The esophagus is stretched about 10 inches. It moves food from the back of your throat to your stomach. Pretty positive. That's good. But also at the back of your throat is your windpipe, which allows air to come in and out of your body. When you swallow a large ball of mushed up food, a special flap called the epiglottis flops down over the opening of the windpipe to make sure the food enters the esophagus and not the windpipe. So if you ever drink something or eat something where you're wrong pipe, that's what it means. It went down the windpipe and not where it needs to go, down the esophagus. But once the food enters the esophagus, it just drops right to your stomach instead. It doesn't drop in your stomach. That's my fault. It doesn't drop in your stomach instead. Muscles in the walls of the esophagus moves in a wavy way to slowly squeeze the food through the esophagus. It takes about 2 or 3 seconds. See you in the stomach, which is attached to the esophagus. The stomach stores food you've eaten. We kind of know that. It breaks down the food to make a liquidy mixture, and it slowly empties the liquid into the small intestine. Well, the small intestine, I told you about that. That's something pretty cool about the small intestine. Something new, something I didn't know about, was it is 1.5 to 2 inches in diameter, or centimeters in diameter. Inches in diameter, 3 to 5 centimeters. Sorry about that, guys. But it is 22 feet long. So if you take that small intestine from your stomach and you roll it out, it's kind of like the lungs when we talked about that, which was as big as a tennis court. This small intestine, it's all bunched up. But when you unravel it, it's 22 inches. Now, the small intestine breaks down the food even more so you absorb all the vitamins, minerals, proteins, carbohydrates, and fats. Wow, that does a lot. More and more every day. Next stop for these nutrients are the liver, and the leftover waste goes to your large intestine. So you eat that food in your stomach. It breaks it down. All those nutrients get shot through your body like, yes, we're ready to go. And the leftovers, your stomach goes, we don't need it. That goes down to your large intestine, which then passes through the rest of your body. So that's all we're really going to spend a little time on right now with our digestive system. Next week, we'll start talking about the fats, the carbohydrates, and all that stuff. But kind of just something to think about with the digestive system. You eat it, you swallow it, slowly goes down your throat, into your stomach, breaks down, shot all over your body, and the leftovers gets pushed out of your system. Remember, After you watch this, go watch that quick YouTube video and answer those 3 questions for me. Thank you, guys. See you all next week, if it lets me close.